Welcome to this year's subject selection information session. This clip will take you through and explain the selection process, the HSC and ATAR requirements, the differences between subjects and the possibilities that await students during the selection process. Our senior school provides students with opportunities to set goals and work towards achieving their personal best with the help of our dedicated and talented staff. Students study and work towards achieving the higher school certificate credential, which enables them to move on to further education, training and employment. We have a talented staff that are passionate and excited to guide students in whatever pathway they decide. During Year 11 and Year 12, students are only mandated to study one subject, which is English. The remaining subjects are up to the individual student and the pathway they wish to take. In order for students to achieve the HSC and ATAR, the Australian Tertiary Admissions Rank, they must choose a pattern of subjects that meet the following requirements as set out by NESA, the New South Wales Education Standards Authority, and UAC, the University's Admissions Centre. The first component of the NESA requirements in achieving the HSC requires students to satisfactorily complete a minimum of 12 units of study in Year 11 and a minimum of 10 units in Year 12. Subjects are classified and defined by NESA in unit value as outlined here. A large majority of subjects are valued at 2 units. Each unit involves class time of approximately 2 hours per week, 60 hours per year. In the HSC, each unit has a value of 50 marks. Therefore, a 2-unit course has a value of 100 marks. 2-unit courses are the basic structure for most courses, or developed courses have a 2-unit preliminary and a 2-unit HSC component. Please note that students do not automatically qualify for the HSC at the end of Year 12 just because they have selected the correct pattern of subjects. Students must satisfactorily complete all course requirements and make a genuine attempt at all assessment tasks and examinations. Award warnings will be issued for any non-completion of coursework and assessment tasks. In addition to the first component of the requirements, students must also meet the HSC minimum standards in literacy and numeracy in order to qualify for the HSC credentials. More information regarding minimum standards testings is available on the subject selection website in the subject selection booklet and will be communicated with parents and students closer to the testing period, which will take place in school hours. So, what in fact does this look like? Subjects other than extension courses are generally worth 2 units. This means that on average, students in Year 11 will study a minimum of 6 subjects, including the 2 units of English. Students will then have the option from the commencement of Year 12 to drop 1 subject or 2 units to meet the minimum of 10 unit requirements. This cannot be English. Students do not have to drop a subject, and those who are working towards an ATAR are strongly advised to study all 12 units through to the HSC exams. This will be explored further in the explanation of the ATAR. Students wishing to study extension courses are encouraged to speak to faculty head teachers prior to their subject selection. The selection of 6 subjects in total unfortunately cannot be made of just anything. Students will need to meet the following requirements in order to qualify for the HSC credentials. NESA, who coordinate and oversee the HSC, have determined and classified subjects into separate categories: board-developed courses and board-endorsed courses. Board-developed courses are then further split into Category A subjects and Category B subjects. For the purpose of assisting students in the explanation of this process, the subjects and their categories have been colour-coded. Board-developed Category A subjects are in blue, board-developed Category B subjects in green, and board endorsed courses in red. Board developed Category A subjects, or the blue subjects, are the large number of courses set and examined by NESA that also count towards the ATAR. Board developed Category B subjects, or the green subjects, are board developed courses that do count to the ATAR, but only one. Board developed courses are board endorsed courses, or red subjects, are developed by schools, TAFEs and universities. They count towards the HSC, but do not have a HSC examination and don't count towards the calculation of the ATAR. The first requirement is, of course, the study of 2 units of English. There are 3 levels of English on offer, and teachers can assist students and parents to decide on the appropriate level to study in Year 11 and 12. The next requirement is a total of 6 units of board developed courses, including the 2 units of English. So, in addition to English, students will have to pick a further 2 subjects that are board developed courses. These can either be Category A subjects, blue subjects, or Category B subjects, green subjects. The remaining 3 subjects can be made up of whichever course students desire based on their chosen pathway. A student's desired pathway can determine which type of subjects they choose, an ATAR pathway to go directly into university or a non-ATAR pathway. For example, students wishing to complete an ATAR pathway are encouraged to select Category A blue board courses. If they wish to complete a Category B green subject, they must be aware that only one will be counted in their best 10 units or 5 subjects for the ATAR. So what is the ATAR? The ATAR does impact on the decision about what subjects students wish to study. The ATAR is the rank issued by the University's Admission Centre, or UAC, that students use to gain entry into university after school. Please note that NESA and UAC are 2 separate organisations. Your ATAR is calculated using the top 10 units of board developed courses at the end of the HSC. Students who are wishing to move into further tertiary education at university or other providers that use the ATAR entry rank will need to obtain an ATAR to apply at the end of Year 12. This is what we refer to as the ATAR pathway. The ATAR is not a performance-based number. It is a rank issued by UAC, and it compares all Year 12 students who have applied for an ATAR in New South Wales. The ATAR is calculated using the best 10 board developed courses, and only one Category B or green subject will be used in this calculation. Students wishing to pursue this pathway are highly encouraged to study board developed courses and study all 6 well into the HSC to provide them with a backup of subjects in case things do not plan out as they had hoped in another subject. This diagram was the easiest way I could help students to understand the requirements that they must meet during their selection of subjects for next year. You will see that on one side is the requirements for the HSC, and on the other is the ATAR requirements. The first 3 middle boxes indicate the selection of English and the 4 additional units that need to be met to meet the first part of the HSC requirements. Remember that students select one of 3 levels of English and study a minimum of 12 units or 6 subjects in Year 11. The next 2 subjects must be board developed, either Category A blue subjects or Category B subjects. These can either be 2 blue subjects, 2 green subjects, or 1 blue and 1 green subject, depending on the desired pathway. If a student is wishing to study the non-ATAR pathway, The remaining 3 subjects can be made up of any board-developed Category A, blue subject, or Category B, green subject, or board-endorsed courses, red subjects. If a student is wishing to study the ATAR pathway, they are encouraged to select 3 more board-developed Category A subjects. They can elect one board-endorsed course if they wish. However, they must be aware that this will not count towards the ATAR and that the remaining 5 subjects or 10 units will be the ones used in the ATAR calculation. This board-endorsed course will be the only subject that they will be able to drop during Year 12 if they wish to do so. As you can see, there is a wide variety of subjects on offer at St. Clair High School. Students have been working within their mentor classes to look at these courses on offer and will continue to do so as the process continues. More information is provided on vocational education and training courses or VET courses, TAFE delivered VET courses and school-based apprenticeships and traineeships in another video on this website. Advice for selecting subjects. We ask and we have been encouraging students to consider the following things whenever they're looking at their subjects for next year. Asking questions such as what are the outcomes and what are the expected standards expected of them? Are there any major works that need to be completed as part of the HSC? Do they need to perform to an audience as part of their exams? What subjects do they actually like to do? What are their strengths? Do they need an ATAR for university? We ask that students also have a think about the things that they enjoy, things that they are good at, things that they find interesting, and that will give them a choice down the track. More information about subjects can all be found in the 2021 to 2022 subject selection booklet. The process so far is that students have been working in their UMatter mentor classes on the subject selection process. They've participated in a career lesson on the HSC ATAR requirements and different subjects on offer, which was delivered to students in the end of term 2. Students have also participated in a faculty briefing morning, which took place on Monday, the 27th of July, that gave them the opportunity to hear from each of the faculties about all of the subjects on offer. During UMatter Mentor on Wednesday, the 29th of July, students will continue to refine a wish list that they created late last term and further investigate the subjects that they're interested in using the subject selection booklet and the subject selection website. They are being encouraged to create a list of questions that they wish to ask specific teachers and head teachers in regards to subjects, and they will begin to formalise this process in week 3 and 4 of this term. Parents and students who wish to ask further questions of head teachers and advisors can find a contact list and contact page in the first few pages of the subject selection booklet and on the website. Please do not hesitate to contact us if you have any further questions or you need some further clarification about any of the processes involved. There is lots of information available in different formats. The 2021-2022 subject selection booklet has been issued to all students. We've encouraged them to take this home. Parents can request a subject selection booklet if they wish. They just need to contact the school. The St. Clair High School subject selection website has also been developed to help students and parents this year to get more information in regards to each of the different subjects. Thank you very much for your time, and